Good evening. This is the September 8, 2022 meeting of the Dighton Public Library Board of Trustees. Due to the ongoing concerns surrounding the coronavirus pandemic, this meeting is a hybrid meeting. Will be open to the public through the Zoom conferencing platform. It's a reminder that this meeting is being recorded. If you choose not to be on here because it's being recorded, you can certainly leave. And so we'll do introductions. Votes will be by roll call here. I'm Ron O'Connor, Chair of the Dighton Library Trustees.
Rita Rougeau, trustee.
Ann Meitzen, trustee.
Jocelyn Tavares, library director.
Okay. First order of business is the August 11, 2022 meeting minutes. Start with a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I make a motion, Rita Rougeau, to accept the August 11th minutes.
Ann Meitzen, I second.
Any discussion, questions, comments, corrections, additions? Seeing none, we'll vote. Ron O'Connor, aye.
Rita Rougeau, aye.
Ann Meitzen, aye.
Passes. The minutes are approved. Good job as always, Jocelyn. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is old business update on 207 Main Street.
There's not a lot to report. I guess the Board of Selectmen appointed a building committee at their last meeting. I think that was August 24th or thereabouts. And but I haven't gotten any updates on convening the meeting or anything like that. I've heard that, and I don't know if what's being done, but I've heard that there have been work vehicles cited in the parking lot at 207 Main Street. So I don't know if they're getting costs for things, work to be done.
Okay.
And then the last thing is the town administrator did approach me to present to you for more funding from our state aid accounts to go toward like the professional work that Granite City Partners did, to continue using them for some of this ongoing work. So then I told him that I would present it to you. We do have a good amount of state aid. My only concern is that we do use it for little things here and there. So I just want to be mindful of an amount that would be approved for that. Or if you wanted more information from him, he was, I expect it was a very busy week this week, because I hadn't heard from him on what his exact request was going to be. But I didn't know if you wanted to approve up to a certain amount, or if you wanted to approve up to a certain year of state aid, or if you wanted to get more information. I can ask him for that. He was going to try to get that to me today, and I don't think he did. I can check real quick on my cell phone on the email.
I think it would be helpful to have a proposal,
Okay.
not anything lengthy, just like,
I just want to see if he sent
I mean,
anything.
if it's as you
since.
described it, that may be all we need, but just be good to have a scope of work if they're going to continue that. And so it's not,
Okay. So that's
I don't have any
fine.
concerns about it, although I do have a question about the gift fund and whether anybody has answered that question about whether that gift fund can be used for this purpose.
I bring it up whenever I have a chance with the town administrator because that's also there. I know that some of the donors who let us keep donations from when we were going to build new back here, some of those donors have passed on.
So, yeah,
So it's going through. I expect that if it's not clear that we can use the exact account is called the Dighton Public Library New Library Building Gifts.
Mhm.
So whether that is new construction or
a
new building,
It's,
yeah,
yes.
what the intended, at the time it was the
I
construction,
think it depends on, meaning of the word new.
right?
I don't know that we defined it,
I
right?
don't think it
We
was.
didn't define it to the donors,
And
but the donors may have had an
I
understanding that's consistent with what the plan was at the time.
I
So,
remember a conversation with the town accountant at the time who wanted the word new in there, kind of, I guess, for this sort of purpose.
Hmm.
But at the time, well, can't predict the future, so. So that does need
yeah,
to
it
be
would
looked
be, it would
at.
be important to do that, I think, but then I think it's going to get entangled in opinions if it's not defined, and so,
Right,
and
and
then how
have,
do you get the heirs to people tasked to need legal counsel to,
right,
and even then, they're going to want to know what the intent was. And the context is,
and
absent
I,
anything else, the context was a brand new building, new construction, and that's,
and I don't know that. I don't even know how well the intent was defined in any lasting paper, like
yeah.
founding paperwork, so.
Hmm.
There's a lot of questions.
Whatever the correspondence was to the donors would be helpful to.
I've pulled
You have, so,
some of the, or I
Yeah.
pulled an example of
Oh.
a file, but
I don't know, it's there, and I just think I don't know that it's a trustee's decision to decide the intent. We could certainly, if somebody says, yeah, of course you can use it for this purpose, then we would then consider it.
right.
Okay,
So it just feels so dodgy to discuss it.
and then do we also know how, because how the, was it $200,000 that was earmarked in the budget? Did that make it through? Thought it did.
My last understanding is that it did, that the town administrator was waiting to hear more information from Senator Pacheco.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's followed up with him.
Yeah.
Or if it was all pretty new, because the budget really kind of just, maybe not just passed, but
Well, it did, yeah,
but. So,
Yeah. It was tucked away in a line item that had a lot of earmarking in it. So I would
Yeah.
suspect it wasn't, probably not vetoed by the governor, and
I
Don't know
I
that-
believe it all went through.
yeah, so then this question
It's
is, how
just
is that going to
following
be
up.
used? And now, we're
Right.
want to support whatever expenses there are with the resources that we have.
On that note, I did hear about a grant opportunity for a range of money from the Mass Cultural Council
Hmm.
on like kind of a pandemic recovery sort of thing, if you were considered a cultural institution.
Yeah.
So that's on my radar
Yeah,
to
good.
check into that, and the town administrator seemed to be excited with that opportunity as a potential funding source. But again, we haven't gotten together to
Okay.
hash out any of these details, but these are all things that are like bubbling
Sounds like
in
your
different
list.
areas.
Sounds like your list is our list, so
Yeah,
you'll keep us informed.
so, but that that's really all I know.
Okay.
So,
And now everybody's getting back into a schedule and summer's over, so.
yeah, no, and
Mm.
it seemed like it was a very busy week
Yeah.
over here, so I don't know what was
Well, you had
happening.
voting, you had you had a
Yeah,
day off with Labor Day, and,
Yeah.
right.
school and all.
Yeah,
all
there's
kinds
a
of
lot
things.
going
Yeah.
on. So that's what,
Good. All right. Capital outlay requests.
I put together an example of a request, and the town administrator has a copy, because I just wanted to know how much detail I felt like it was kind of a difficult thing to put together when I don't really know like sizes of space to configure. There's plenty of tools to help with how much room this can fit, or the shelving can go, that kind of, there's plenty of tools for that, but I don't actually know the dimensions of that floor and that space. And so, and I'm sure I made more of it than they even wanted, but I did put together like the teen space. So I found examples of shelving that was mobile, that we could move
Mhm,
around, furniture that was mobile,
Yeah.
that they could configure in that open alcove where we're proposing they go as of
Mhm.
now. So rounded furniture, lounge seating,
Nice.
some study carrels, like a nook desk with a backrest bench.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of a nice thing, but I don't have like the soft materials like rug. Like I don't know how we're gonna do flooring or lighting, and if we need sound pan, like, so it's not an all encompassing thing, and I don't know if that should be treated. So I just have a lot of questions about the process is what I'm
Mhm.
trying to say poorly.
Now, when you're talking carpeting, are you talking like scattered carpeting or carpeting like this?
I would think we would want scattered area carpeting,
That could be moved, because if you've got mobile things you have to
Mhm.
move, you don't wanna, you gotta move the carpeting too.
but I also expect the floors would be a nice feature of the building, although I think they're carpeted now.
I don't know, I haven't been
From
in there
my
a long-
memory.
Yeah, I haven't been in there a long
I
time.
don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, I think
I
that
remember
main
the
level.
floors were, I don't. I mean, that they're hardwood floors there, so I don't know, it's not fully carpeted like this, right?
Right,
But
well,
maybe-
it might be on the, like, where the congregation would sit in
Yeah.
front of the stage.
Well,
But
anyway, that's, I think
I just can't remember.
the hardwood floor gives it a nice look.
Right, so, and those are the things,
Yeah.
I have too many questions for
So who's on the building committee?
our building committee.
Yeah, the library
Mhm.
building committee.
You,
Meant to ask. Oh, I was appointed.
Surprise.
Was I supposed?
You, I saw the meeting, so are you.
I just haven't
yeah,
gotten a
oh,
letter
so
yet. Yeah.
you, me,
Jim,
town administrator, building inspector.
was Tommy on there too, Ferry?
I don't think he was,
No.
unless they threw him on.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Jonathan Gale, the ADA coordinator. That's 5. A staff person that I don't believe was named.
No,
But because I was like, I think everyone should have ownership of their spaces that they know.
Mhm.
So there's a few
Friends?
more.
Is there a friend?
Pat Gales for
Historic.
Historic
Yes.
Commission,
Oh, right.
but
yeah,
also
That's a friend.
can do
Right
double
to
duty
line.
as a
Okay.
friend. That's 7. Mark Tavares, who is a
Yes.
resident,
Mason's father.
Mason's
Exactly.
father. He's a commercial architect.
Mhm.
There's one more person that Selectman Chico,
There you go.
right? Does
Good
that
for-
sound right?
Mhm.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay,
It's been
Thank
a
you.
few days since I
Yeah,
saw the meeting one. I
that
looked-
was
watched it
the,
on my phone the other day.
yeah, that was, And that was a few weeks ago. I don't know if anyone has been contacted with a letter or
Well,
confirmed,
not
but,
me.
so.
Okay,
So I will keep working on this capital request form the best way that I can.
Mhm.
I'm awaiting feedback. They're due on September 23rd. I don't know if you want to approve them or I just don't know if it should be our building committee that approves them. And I don't know if we'll be meeting before that or if it should be you or if this is just a guide post to have an idea of what it could cost and to
Yeah.
plan for. I just feel like I'm trying to plan for a lot of things that are hard to predict. Or I'm making too much of it. It could be either way. Because, I'm not known for that.
so we've never had a discussion of some upper limit of purchases that would have to come to the trustees unless it's in our bylaws somewhere, but
I don't think
I
so.
kind of trust your judgment on these things. It's in you do the work, and if you want our feedback, I don't know, others jump in, but that's in general.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm more than happy.
you're guided by
to-
the experience, the kinds of things that other libraries use and buy for this purpose. And
I
think
also, calculated what we have now
Mhm.
in our collection that reasonably would go
Over there.
to there, and
Yeah.
then, you would be able to grow from that. So I've taken all those things into account too, so. Just so you know, I'm doing it, I guess. Maybe
Yes, that's
Mhm.
fine. If if at some point you feel like, oh, this maybe need a vote, bring it to us, but we don't have a policy that says we have to vote if it's, purchase over a certain amount, so.
No, but
And ultimately, the town leadership might, be more, might stop if you were gonna like buy this really expensive
Elaborate.
stuff,
yeah, and I don't know what they have in mind.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah, you're just making a recommendation at this point.
Yeah,
Nobody's giving you a budget, and
no.
Yeah.
So that's all. I'm trying to do it as respectfully as I can without
Mhm.
feeling like I have a grasp of.
you feel a lot of enthusiasm for doing this. I
Right.
say go for it. We don't
It's-
want to dampen your enthusiasm by saying, well, we have to approve and vote on everything you do on this.
No,
This is
no,
exciting.
I
so
appreciate that.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I
You
think
can
I'm-
always come back, but you can't add up.
That's right.
Oh, that's the truth, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so just,
Okay, laptop borrowing policy.
I've started compiling information. I don't have anything to present to you on
Okay.
that
All
tonight.
right.
I was hoping to have a little something, but I'm starting to put some key things together.
All right. That's good.
I will say though, I hope to get it done sooner rather than later, and I can send it to you ahead of whatever meeting we have next scheduled.
It's our next meeting.
I didn't know if you wanted to go back to the first week or stay on the second week of October. I know it's kind of been,
Is it like October 1st or 2nd?
it's
So
the
the
7th, I think.
The
Seventh.
first,
It's not as bad as it
Yeah.
was this month.
would be 6th or the 7th. When was this set up?
Be the
It's-
6th.
All
Yeah,
right, so
6th.
Okay.
it doesn't matter. That's right, the 6th or the 13th. is
I
the-
can be here the 6th, but not the following week.
All right,
Yeah,
go.
6th is fine.
Yeah, let's go with
Okay.
the 6th.
all right. So I will have something done and sent to you before that.
Okay. Right. So new business statistics. remarkable about this? Is it just? like,
No, it's the same story. August seemed busy. And I have the new pie charts that we have for profile. I have a chart for August.
Yeah.
And a year-to-date chart on the back. And it is July and August.
I see.
But I'm still trying. I only have the Google Suite.
Mhm.
I don't have Microsoft Office on my computer. So I've been trying to figure out how to do everything that I want. Wait. You had a question, it looked like, on the line graph.
Oh, no, I was just trying to find the
Yeah,
current year. It's always you have it marked off with the,
right.
it didn't, it did cross the 22 line. The FY 22 August line, right?
Yeah.
So it's,
And it looks like a significant jump from July even.
yeah, now that I'm looking at it, that hasn't been the trend.
Right.
July. And then it
July
did
tends to be
higher
busier.
and then it
Yeah.
goes down.
I'll
It
just,
was kind of,
so I don't have an explanation for that. Other than, I don't
You mean
know.
July to August?
Yeah,
Well, July, that started in summer, and August, it's like they're trying to get it all in and getting ready for school and stuff and have a lot
Yeah.
going on.
I don't know. I
Before.
mean, school ended late, so
Yeah.
that might have,
yeah.
I don't know. Or more people traveled in July and were around in August, or I don't
Never
know. But
Never know. All right. Anything else about statistics?
well, usage is pretty good. For the most part, there are some things that are not utilized as well as they could be.
Mhm.
I have plans I'm trying to figure out the best way to record how-to videos to put on our YouTube
Mhm.
Mhm.
station for our products, I guess, resources. And I'm also looking at adding other things that might be of value, like a subscription to the Wall Street Journal to not counterpoint. I don't even mean to say it. We have the New York Times already, but another readership would be the Wall Street
Mhm.
Journal. And so I just to it.
Right. Okay, next item, payroll and bills.
Have payroll. I don't know who wants what. This week, we have a new town accountant who started last week or the week before that, within the last few weeks. And she's changed the deadline for when our bills are due to the accounting office to be Thursdays at 10 a.m., which I think it's doable if I just get them when they get there and just know they're not going to be processed right away. Because I don't know how it affects you. You're scrambling over here a few times a week to sign things on different.
When you need
Yes.
us, we'll
Yeah.
come.
No, we're not.
That's
Like,
part of
I'm
our
used-
job.
No, I know, but I
I'm usually around,
try to make it easy.
and
So,
takes me 5 minutes, takes you 10.
Oh, probably.
Five,
so
maybe
yeah, I
7.
appreciate
We'll roll
it.
down the hill.
All
We can
right.
get- we can get it done.
Don't
All right.
worry.
So if there's someone who is around Wednesdays, to sign
Sure.
bills, that's great. And then Thursdays or Fridays for payroll. Then we can make that work. I just
Oh, I
appreciate
see. The bills are a different day.
different day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
And are you around like at 9 or are you here at 10?
I'm usually here at 9 unless
Mm.
there's a nighttime
Yeah,
thing. But I can
yeah,
be available, certainly. I mean, I can do it earlier in the week, even if it's gonna make your life, or I
No.
mean, Wednesday is just the day before.
Just
Okay.
raise the flag.
Just let us know.
give out a shout.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
Somebody will come.
I just
Yeah.
appreciate the,
So for the signature on this, I never noticed it before. It has our 3 names on here. Is that new?
that is a new thing as well.
Okay.
They wanted to have the signature have your name attached to it. In the case of the library, any one of you could sign.
Kind of like a checking account with 3 names.
So I was like, well, I'll put all 3 names because I don't know necessarily when we prepare the payroll, I don't know
Who's gonna sign?
who's actually going to get here to sign. And the other thing I don't know is I just did the cover sheet
Yeah.
for the payroll for that. I don't know if we'll have to do it on our individual timesheets, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
cross that bridge. But yes, that is new. as
So-
well.
But we don't all 3 have to sign.
So when
No.
we
That's what
sign,
I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
do you want us to,
Okay,
let me just see. Do you want us to underline our name and then sign so it is,
Oh, maybe.
so there's a name attached in case the signature looks like this?
I guess
There
it's,
you
you
go. Yeah,
could.
sure, good.
Or somehow circle or underline or whatever.
That could work.
Okay.
I don't know who wants.
Draw an arrow to
I have to just find a pen.
I have this one if
Oh,
you want
good,
to use
yes.
it.
All I have is a pencil and she's purple.
I'm purple. I'm like Brit,
Yeah, the pen.
but I like purple first. I'm older.
All right, I guess we're gonna underline.
Is that where I sign? Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, you're
All right.
on that.
There you go. That's done.
So there's just a few tweaks to make their lives much easier, I'm sure.
You'd be signing like crazy while I'm gone.
Get to practice my penmanship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was done wrong, so
You can fix that next week.
I
Okay.
expect we'll have to. I'm gonna.
Do you want dates with this or are they not required?
I've never been asked for
Okay.
that, so
Just want to be clear.
that could come, but
Hey, they ask, we'll do it.
And when we were going today, one of my friends was saying something about the 28th, and I said, that's a Wednesday. And they said, well, no, it's gotta be Tuesday that she's going up to the MTA office. She said, how do you know it's a Wednesday? I said, because it's Darlene's birthday and it's a date my library book is due. And she goes, oh my God, a trustee that doesn't return their library book on time would be
Oh.
bad.
it can happen.
It can easily happen, trust me. Joanna's all panicky and I said, there are no fines, don't worry. I'll put it in the box.
Yeah, no, we haven't reinstituted fines because we're still in 2 places.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of libraries have gone fine-free.
Because
Period,
you get books
so-
back.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a discussion I was hoping to have in the future anyway, but. So. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. State aid report.
I'm working on that now.
Okay.
It's due October 7th. So, but I'd really like to have that done in the next week or 2.
Okay.
So I can present it at the next meeting and then have it, I've sent it out.
Good.
And just, that's the financial portion of the state aid
Right.
process, so.
Policy reviews.
In the before times, before the pandemic, we kind of had a little bit of a system where we were reviewing policies on a little bit more regular basis. And I think we probably should get
Yeah.
back to doing that. So I just wanted to introduce the idea and see if there's any policy you think that you would like. One of the things, I went to a state aid webinar today for review, and I think one of the things that we're supposed to do is you grant me authorization to handle the reading of books. I don't know if we've done that a while because of COVID, just kind of took the wind out of everything.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if there was something you wanted to see or just start with one. I can do that to present.
Yeah, start with
Start
one that
with-
you,
Yeah,
what you
okay.
choose.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's all. I was just like, we should probably get back into that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Sure.
Have it.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're,
Yeah, if you could send us the list of the policies that we have,
yep,
that would just be good to. It's been a while since I've looked at that list. I think it's in your binder, right?
we might, yeah,
I know I have it.
which I still have to get. And
One of these days.
Okay. Questions, input? Anybody on
No.
Zoom? Friends?
they are meeting, I don't have it on the agenda, but there's a meeting in October.
Okay.
Ooh, October 13th.
Is that their annual meeting?
I think it is. Annual meeting, October 13th.
Where do they have it?
I think it'll be
Here?
here.
Or is it?
Is
Because
it at prime time?
I was,
It might be a prime time.
I was talking to Zach one day,
Mhm.
and he said something about, the membership was down. I said, well, I gave Phyllis, my money, and he said, oh, I don't see you on the list. She must have forgotten and stuff. And then, of course, I haven't seen him again,
Right,
because the next meeting, I was away,
right.
but I thought I can go to, the next meeting.
Yeah. That one's the 13th, so
Yeah. just-
it's probably good we're meeting on the 6th.
Yeah.
Because. All right. I'm glad I
It's
had this
just out in town
conversation.
hall, but I sort of remember seeing an email that talked about
Meeting at the prime time.
meeting at prime time, but don't quote me.
Can
I just
always,
know it's the annual
I
I
meeting.
can always
double
send
check,
Zach a
yeah.
message.
We can double check,
Yeah.
but all right.
Now that he's teaching at my old school.
Mhm.
I have friends still.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything on personnel or correspondence?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So upcoming programs.
We've scheduled a Halloween storytelling
Looks
program
wonderful.
for grown-ups. That's October 20th at prime time. It's Mark Binder. He's a storyteller in Providence. I don't know if it's Binder or Binder, so I apologize for the pronunciation. So I'm excited to offer that. We haven't done anything like that in a long time, it feels like. I'm trying to reschedule Reiki that we had to postpone in July. But we're running into, I was just thinking the 6th and the 13th, whatever day we weren't gonna meet, and then the Friends meeting is, so I'm like, oh, I'm glad we talked about that. But we're hoping to get it in October. I have on my radar the historical commission program to discuss the local homes that have gotten
The
the
little,
the
Mhm.
plaque and the history of those homes. And then Lori's going to have some Halloween activities for kids, and we'll try to fill in a few more things where we can, but
Halloween's on Friday.
is it on a Friday?
Have no idea.
I don't know. I thought it was on a Saturday was it Saturday last year?
The Arts Festival is on the 6th.
yeah,
So
Halloween's on a Monday.
Monday.
I used to be
Never
able
a
to do
good
that
day.
calendar math in my head and I've lost it.
Never a good day.
Halloween is on Monday. Is there a room at the Arts Festival? Should we have a presence there? Or
It's
should
a good idea.
we?
Yeah, I think we can. Um, It's filling up. Spaces are
That's,
filling up.
well,
which is good.
especially because we haven't had it.
Yeah,
I didn't know if that might be at a premium because.
You want a space? How big a space?
yeah. Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Table.
I mean, if I don't want to take away from a
Let me ask tomorrow.
paying vendor
Okay.
either.
Let me check with Darlene with how they're, I don't know how, they're setting up differently, obviously, with the new
Mhm.
space, but
Yeah, if there's room.
The plan is,
there
doesn't-
will be room.
yeah,
Doesn't
Figure
have
it
to be big.
No.
the plan is to spread out the schools.
Mhm.
For example, we used to have the schools all in one greenhouse, and I think we're gonna try to move them
Make
around
them
so
a-
that
It's
you
not a,
don't like this is the school kids stuff.
and
Instead,
it's not busy.
yeah, I think it kind of gets people kind of wandering everywhere.
Even if it's. I
so-
Because
don't
it's
even
all,
So the
know.
library could be-
it's all open now.
Yeah,
Very different.
I have the floor plan, but yeah, if you could just check. I'm sure we'll
check
make it.
tomorrow.
You just need a table. It's not,
and I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to be all day. I mean, it can be just a little, I don't know, even if,
Like what would you thinking of, like, on the table, what would you, just information and,
information, maybe we could do a fun little raffle thing. I could bring it up with the friends, or
Hmm.
we could, gosh, have a guess the candy in the jar. I mean, something simple to get people.
And what are you envisioning that people could take with them from the table?
Plenty of information on the library.
yeah,
Applications for Friends of the
Friends of the
Friends of the
Library,
library.
do a schedule of events,
Yeah.
right?
programs that you have and stuff,
Right.
Right.
things you can pass out.
Information on the new building.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Suggestion box. I don't,
and it's too early for that, because you're getting the new, people.
When's it gonna open? When can I go to the new
I'm
library to
sure
check
Yeah,
out my
yeah,
books?
yeah.
People are, because I see that on Facebook already, and it's like, do you not listen?
well, they just see a building that's been empty and you
Right.
can just go in and.
Right.
I work,
All you have to do is move the books, for heaven's sakes.
I work the
why is the
polls,
church sign still up?
That's a big one.
So we'll explain that.
I worked the polls the other day. You want to talk about questions?
Oh, I bet, yeah, because not everyone is tuned in.
I
like
want to
we
say,
are.
did you not listen when you had the civics and American history class?
So,
Yeah,
That
but yeah, you don't
answers-
want to, you don't want to.
That answers. Yeah.
Yeah, passing out info is good.
yeah,
Good, yeah,
Okay.
so
Just
let's
something.
do
I mean,
something.
it doesn't even matter, but I mean, it does and it doesn't. I mean, because we can
And if you want to do a
scramble
raffle,
that. And it can be museum passes, it can be all the, like, Lisa's put together a lot of information on our online resources for
Yeah, yeah.
different age groups, for
Let people-
children, for
Let
teens.
people know.
for-
One of my relatives has grandson, and I said, don't you take him down to the library? I said, there's so many programs he'd enjoy and stuff. It's like, hello.
Yeah, the calendar, signing up for our email newsletter, like, there's so many little things that we can
Hmm.
do.
Depends, I just had a thought, like a scavenger hunt,
At the
at the
arts
festival.
festival.
Yeah.
like,
That would
because
be
we can
fun.
give you a list of like the different, people just, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how scavenger hunts work, but you have somebody like sign it
Well,
or
you could,
something.
yeah,
or
you
a
could
sticker
find
thing.
this and, yeah, either the people where they're going to will have a sticker, or they just, you have the items listed in that person, signs it with their name.
Or we can ask
Probably
questions.
A sticker would be better because you can always fake a name.
Well, Lori has, I mean, with the Cricut machine that the friends donated, Lori
Mhm.
and Lisa make
Huh?
stickers
make
constantly.
Great
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Great
it's
stuff.
certainly
But
doable.
if you didn't want to, if that cost, I don't know how much it costs, but you could buy like the little stars you used to get in school.
Yeah.
And each person that you had to go to had one of those and just,
She's,
Something. Just a
I'm
thought.
telling you,
have
they
to
are,
have it. I think we're now,
they,
are
the
you
two of
setting
them,
up the arts festival?
yeah,
They've made, for the summer, they've made
I think it's like
passport books
55.
Oh, yeah, those are
56
and
exhibitors
activity
now.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing wonder.
It's good.
I'm just amazed when I stop in here and we will say, you want to see what we did? Here's the passport. And I'm like, you made this Cricut.
Yeah, we can have them we made the passport books for the Lights On last year between the two places. They made passport books with
Mhm.
our South Coast 6 libraries, so each library had their own special stick. We can
Yeah.
figure something
Here's
out.
something out that's not too much of a burden on the vendors.
Or even if we just
Yeah.
ask them, what's the color of so-and-so's sign, and the kids can write down the color.
Now, my friend is doing a booth and she's gonna have the gnomes that she makes, and I know Laurie would,
Little gnomes.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's
Or-
some that'll be like, yeah,
Plus,
sure, but-
plus,
Yeah.
that's the theme for the holiday trees.
yes.
That's, so that's
Right.
like a little prelude.
The Somerset Open Air Market used to do scavenger hunts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
just-
we
I think
can,
it'd
we
be
can
fun.
do it, yeah,
It'll be
no,
fun. It gets the kids involved and,
yeah, if that, yeah. we
Where's
can-
Murphy? Find Murphy.
Yeah, what,
Or-
I'm sure Murph will be there.
who is at booth number 4
Yeah.
or whatever,
Mhm.
if they're numbered or,
yeah.
yeah, we'll figure
Depends,
something
figure it out,
out.
like find someone who sells. I'm just thinking of the list, like
Yeah,
coasters and seashells and all kinds of stuff. It's a nice mix. There were
so,
years when we said, oh, it's just too much jewelry, but really gotten a good balance now.
yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with jewelry for those of us.
Right.
It was
but-
just,
No.
it got to the point where, a quarter of the vendors were jewelry or more, and some of the jewelry people are feeling like there's too much competition. I don't want to come back.
Well, and there's a variety in the quality.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we
Okay,
can
well,
work on
good.
that.
We can work on that.
Bring back the knitters.
Peg. Mullen.
I can't think of anything
No?
else unless there's something that
No, I
you,
don't have anything else. Yeah,
All right, I'll
motion to
check
adjourn?
tomorrow with Darlene and I'll let you know.
okay,
Okay.
That's great.
yeah, I'm not here tomorrow, but I will be here Saturday. I'll be in here Saturday.
Got it.
All right,
Children's
the number I
Services.
have for you.
So,
Oh, I can text you, I think.
yeah, I think you can. I've texted.
Because
you
sometimes I
before.
wonder if the number is the number from here or if it's your own number. I have Jocelyn Library. Let me
I'll double check with when we're offline.
We have a motion to adjourn.
I move, we adjourn.
I second Rita Russo.
Okay. We'll vote. Ron O'Connor, aye.
Rita Russo, I.
Ann Meitzen, aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Great idea, scavenger hunt.
It gets the kids involved in this beyond, because you get a lot of kids there because they're with the chorus.
You're the
Right, and they
mobile,
run
not
around.
work, right?
And then
Okay.
you give them something to do.